I can connect with someone when I feel like the spirit of giving is between us. Like they're touched and they want to give appreciation for art, and I want to give them art. And it's a beautiful exchange of energy.
When I can see people in the audience, from the people right in the front to the way in the back, and if they're like, you know, going like this, it's like I'm doing my job.
It puts me in a kick-ass mood. I mean, it gives me energy. It makes me feel intelligent. It makes me feel powerful. It makes me feel happy.
I just want to go out there, and I mean, I get so much adrenaline. I just get pumped up and ready to play. I mean, it just does that for me. I mean, I feed off emotion.
It's so nice when the kids, you know, come up to you and they're just free about it, and they're dancing, and their eyes are all lit up.
They're the fuel that ignites me, and I'm the one that introduced my daughter to the Chili Peppers.
When you walk out on stage, it's as if there's no real life. That's how it is for the audience too, if it's a band that they really love, you know. Their problems that they have in their everyday life that might arise in their head 30 times a day. If they're at their favorite band's concert, they're not going to think of those things once.
If I can find a way to translate the excitement that I feel front row at a Pepper show into everyday life, I'm going to pull out every stop I can.
I know it's you. You say hello and never say I do.
When Flea and I made our very first demo tape with Jack and Hillel back in the early 80s, a little like $200 demo tape, and we brought it to New York to try to get a show at any old club here, and we would go into people's offices and we'd play them the tape and we'd dance around and say, that's our band, you know, see us go. And they didn't really care. They didn't really get it. The clubs were like, yeah, well, why don't you come back in a year, kid, and we'll talk about something. But we noticed that the kids that were hearing the music incidentally, you know, from 2 years old to 5 years old, just started freaking and rocking, and their parents were like, come along now, Johnny, we must go. And the kids wouldn't stop rocking. That's a good fan to me. Just relating on a very pure level. Growing up in Los Angeles, you know, there was a very vibrant club scene of bands and music going on, and, you know, I used to go out to all these shows, and my specialty was, you know, sneaking into these shows, because a lot of times I was too young to get into the clubs, or I didn't have any money to pay for a ticket. And so I would, you know, invent different ways to sneak into these places just so I could go kind of glean the feeling of what it was to be a creative entertainer. One time we went to the Roxy, and we couldn't get in because it was sold out. So we went to the back of the parking lot, and we climbed up these pipes that were along the building to where we knew the upstairs window to the band's dressing room was. And, you know, we struggled up against this greasy pipe in the night, and we got to the window, and we forced it open, and we just kind of tumbled through the hole in the wall there. And there was Exene and John Doe and Billy Zoom and DJ Bonebreak, and they're looking at us like, okay, well, I guess you guys can hang out, you know. We went through the trouble to scale the building, and that's how we got into music and shows and started having that fan experience.
My name is Melissa Fiore. I'm living right now in State College, Pennsylvania. I'm working on my doctorate in linguistics and second language acquisition. Give to me, sweet sacred bliss, your mouth was made to suck my kiss.
My kiss!
I mean, they made that song for large-lipped women. They did. They had me in mind when they made that song. When I was younger, my parents were very strict. So I would basically go to school, come home, shut myself in my room and start doing work. So one of my escapes was listening to music, and I always had them playing. They give you such positive energy and such good feelings. They really helped me get through those tough times because I had the music.
Music, is a great companion when you're going through hard times or good times. It's a great companion when you're having sex. It's a great companion when you're going on road trips. It's a great thing when you're feeling lonely. It's a great thing.
It's music is life. It is. It really is. It's there for everything. And any moment you need it, you put it in, you feel better.
La segunda actividad es la canción de los Peppers que vais a explicar en español.
The track of linguistics that I'm on is basically how people learn a second language. How can we make it easier? How can we make languages more accessible to the population?
The first day of class, they had created name tags for us, and Melissa's name tags had the little Red Hot Chili Peppers symbol. So the very first day of class, we knew that she was this huge Chili Pepper fan.
Oh my gosh, Melissa loves the Chili Peppers.
She's a die-hard fan. She is a die-hard. I've never seen anybody as big a fan of the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
We've used a lot of different songs, from Spanish-speaking people to practice Spanish and to listen and to understand. But she actually kind of twists it around and brings in one of the Chili Pepper songs and has us listen to it and then try to translate it into Spanish.
Es decir, me siento muy solo.
Music is the perfect medium for this. It deals with emotion, it deals with feelings, it deals with abstract concepts and thoughts that are very difficult to teach someone how to express in another language. Giving her the command. Tú, engánchate conmigo.
Bringing music to the classroom definitely changes the vibe, especially rock and roll like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's really a good way to bring up the tempo and the mood of the class.
It's something that's happened before. I've done interviews with journalists in Australia who say, I also teach a class using your lyrics as, the subject matter.
Almost any material can be used. You just have to know what to do with it. And if you're a good enough instructor, you'll find a way.
Write your own lyrics. That's what I did when I was in 7th grade. I had an English teacher named Mrs. Vernon who would just give us one sentence up on the blackboard every day, and at the end of the class we'd take 15 minutes and you could just write whatever you wanted about that one sentence. And there were no boundaries or rules.
The Chili Peppers most definitely supersedes cultural boundaries because they combine jazz, rock, punk, soul, funk, everything like no other band has ever been able to do and probably ever will do. They're true, they're genuine, they're connected, they have this bond and it radiates through their music. So it pulls you in, it traps you, and once you're a fan, you're a fan for life. You can tell they're friends. That's the one thing that really impacted me from the 2 concerts that I did see, is that Flea gets out on stage and he thanks us for coming. He thanks us for the support. And it's not an obligation. It's sincere.
Thank you so much for coming to see us all play. We are so grateful to every one of you. We give you all of our love, all of our gratitude. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, 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 thank you very much.
I think that fans and people, they connect to feelings of love and of givingness, and I think for anyone to have any sort of contentment in their life, they have to give everything and expect nothing. And I think that that's where people connect with us, is that our desire to just be involved in the process of giving music in the most unselfish way.